what went into your personal decision to play football this year? I know you have a baby at home, a young one. Your family. Can you walk us through like your decision to say, I want to play football this year, and be there for my team and weigh that with everything going on personally?
Yeah, I mean, I love this game. I love my teammates. Obviously, I want to be here. I think this is, you know, it's a huge year for this organization, and I want to be a part of it. And I believe as long as we're taking the right precautions with throughout the team and carrying that over to my family, my family understands the precautions that they need to take as well. That everything will be all right. So. I just really want to be a part of this organization and continue to strive for the things that we've put in place to win a championship.
Thanks, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, what's going on? Matt Perino from Syracuse.com. I saw a few weeks ago you were down in Virginia with Josh Norman and a bunch of teammates. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about Josh. I mean, you guys have, you've been together for multiple years now with Micah and Tre'Davious, and the potential of adding Josh to that mix and what he's done in this league. What are your early impressions of him, and what was that like down there when you guys got to get together?
Yeah, it was, first of all, Josh is, I met Josh, I want to say 2-3 years ago. He allowed me to come one of his celebrity basketball tournaments in South Carolina. And, it was actually really cool to meet him and kind of see his personality. And, he's way different off the field than he is on the field, obviously. But, just to see the competitive aspect that he's going to bring to this team. And then, we go to Virginia and just see the type of work ethic that he puts into his craft. And, him just, I remember him making the decision to come to Buffalo. I talked to him for about an hour this time, kind of just told him about the culture and what we've been building. And so, it seems like that had a lot to do with his decision to come to Buffalo, and, he wants to win. And so, I think, he fits in really well within our scheme. Obviously, he's been in this scheme before. And so just his attitude, his mindset, and his competitive edge, I think he's going to bring a lot to this team. And, we're excited to have him here.
Thanks, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan. Heather Prusek here from the CBS station. How you doing? Thanks for
Good, Heather.
taking the time. Good to see you. Sean and Brandon yesterday both talked about how much they have to rely on player-driven leadership when it comes to getting the message across to the rest of the team about, doing the right things when it comes to safety precautions when players aren't at the facility. You obviously being one of those veteran leaders, what's your message, to the team as a whole? And what have you kind of spoken up about when it comes to doing the right things for the safety precautions?
Yeah, I think the Bills and this organization have done, a great job into kind of laying out the blueprint as to, what to expect from us and what we can expect from them as far as all the protocols that we're going to have to be going through day in and day out, and understanding that things aren't going to be the same as they were last year. And, today might not be the same as tomorrow. And, things are continually, fluctuating and changing. And so just being able to adapt to different situations, just like football, having to be able to adapt to different situations, sudden changes. The night before we might have a schedule coming in at 8:00 in the morning, but the next day it might be pushed back a little bit just based off of some of the testing progress that's going on. So I think just us as players, just being able to continue to adapt to how they're handling things in the front office and passing it along to us, and then it's up to us to then apply that in our daily lives and apply that as we go home. And like I said, our families all understand what we're going through, and they understand that they're just as much a part of it of our team's success as we are. And so I think like I said, our coaches and the staff has done a great job into kind of laying out the blueprint as to what to expect. And and we're going to just continue to build off of that, and I think that we're heading in the right direction. So far, I mean, this is our first day in the building, and you can tell it's night and day different from what anybody's ever used to. But at the same time, that's just what they call the new norm right now, and so we just got to deal with it and get used to it, and everything will take care of itself.
Thanks, Jordan.
Mr. Poyer, good afternoon. Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. How you doing?
I'm good, Mookie. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm hanging in there now. Since we stole you away from Cleveland, you and Michael has been able to produce not only one of the best top pass defenses in the league, rolling in the coverage, disguising looks. So, I mean, why are you always on the outside looking in when it comes to best safeties in this league?
I don't know. I think that's for y'all to talk about. I think we just come in here and just do what we're supposed to do. And, at the end of the day, we're not here for the accolades. We're here to win a championship, and that's what we're here to do. And so, I mean, that's a cliche answer, but at the end of the day, that's for you guys to talk about.
Right. We got to fix that.
Obviously, it kind of fuels us. It's not hidden. People out there talking about other guys and not talking about our group. And of course, yeah, it fuels us, and it makes us want to continue to get better and continue to show the world who we are and what we can do and what we're about. So I'm not going to sit here and hide around the bush and say that we don't pay attention to it. At the same time, that's really for y'all to talk about and for it to fuel us. And so we're going to continue to show what we do and continue to work and strive to be, the best, so that there's no question.
Absolutely. We're going to fix that right away, man. And it's great to have you back in the building.
Appreciate it, Mookie.
Hey, Jordan, Matt Bovee here. Hope you and your family are doing well. Thanks for taking the time. You told Sal this is a big year for the Bills, and I know every single year the goal is to win as much as humanly possible, but how big of a year? Because it feels like this year the expectations are certainly different, maybe both on the inside and on the outside for us to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, from one, this is kind of a year that a lot of us has been together for multiple years now. Josh going into his third year, May going into his third year. Just guys have been in this system for a little while now and know the expectation that Sean puts on us, and then know the expectation, defensive line that Frazier puts on us, and understand what is expected of us from when we walk into the building, from the meetings, from the workouts, from practice. And then, it's up to us, like I said, to apply all of those and even bring on the younger guys with us, as a veteran on this team. I remember when I was young, I couldn't imagine right now being a rookie coming in to a system that, you haven't had OTAs, you haven't been able to kind of be around the guys. And so it's kind of up to us to bring along those guys and kind of bring this team together, especially during times like right now, because, we're not really allowed to be within 6 feet of each other, but still kind of, have those communication, have those talks. And that's why I think Virginia was a huge, huge thing for our defense, was because we were able to get some of those rookies out there and do some of the things that we would normally do in OTAs, whether that's walkthroughs, like, showing them how this is how we're going to walk through. Like, there's no expectations. We don't come out here and BS around. We come out here and work. And so then you kind of see the type of guys that buy into it. And so, it's just a matter of, us continuing to build off of what we've built, the last 2-3 years here. We obviously still have that bad taste in our mouths from the Houston game, and that should be enough to fuel us to coming into this season and understanding what we need to do to get over that hump. And so, I love the pieces that we have. I love the additions that we've brought in, and I just, we're going to continue to work to get over that hump. And like I said, the ultimate goal is to bring a championship to Buffalo. And so, it's going to take hard work and dedication, and we have the right guys on this team to do that.
Thanks, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, it's Jay Skursky with the Buffalo News. Good to see you.
Okay.
Throughout this offseason, Sean and Leslie, sometimes without even being asked, have identified you as one of the guys who has really taken on a leadership role in this, most unusual of off seasons. So I guess two-part question. One, what does that mean to you to have your coaches look at you that way, and how have you developed that leadership throughout your career?
I had really good guys that kind of took me under their wings when I was a younger player, who kind of showed me the ropes, and kind of showed me, what it takes to be at that high level and what it takes to stay at that high level. And, I was saying earlier, I couldn't imagine, being a younger guy coming into a system without OTAs, without really a whole lot of anything, being on the field with anybody. So, I kind of just took it upon myself, and I'm not the only one. We have so many great guys, so many great leaders on this team that, you can't just point at one specific player. Everybody's a leader in their own sense. Some guys are more vocal than others. Some guys, lead by example. Some guys lead this way or the other way. But I think just communicating with the guys throughout the off season and whether it's, like I said, just continue to have conversation. It might not even be about ball. You just might be wondering how the other guy's doing, just to show them that you care. Because I really think that off the field camaraderie leads onto the field, which is, like I said, Virginia was a huge deal for our defense, because we were able to go there, connect on the field on a level, on a football level. But then when we were off the field, it was more of a personal level of, meeting, seeing people eye to eye, meeting each other eye to eye, and speaking at a personal level. And so I really think that carries over onto the field. Like I said, I think that we have so many leaders on this team that lead in so many different ways. You can't really point, a specific one or two guys, and that's what's great about this football team is guys, you see leaders from all sorts of every position group. And so, my job, I just want to continue to build guys up. Hopefully that when, if they see me down one day, that I can trust them to build me up, because that's just that's what a hungry team, that's what a good team does. Guys building each other up, guys continue, obviously we're all fighting for the same jobs, but at the same time, we're all still building each other up, trying to become the best that we can be. This window of football isn't very long, and it's a race to a championship. And to me, this is another year that we could race to a championship. So why not build that? Why not, build that, especially during these times, during these tough times, everybody's going through it. So, it's really cool to see and to hear, like I said, Sean and Les, calling on me to be that guy. I've worked extremely hard to be in this position right here, to be talking to you guys right now. So I want to continue to do that and continue to, like I said, I'm not the only one. There's so many guys on this football team that are leaders and that are going to lead us to really big things this season.
In a quick follow, the Blue Jays are going to be in Buffalo. Do you got your glove close by in case they need a center fielder?
Or what? Some? Yes, I will. So I don't know who the Blue Jays manager is, but you need an outfielder. Call Brandon Bean upstairs. He might let me come out there and take some cuts or something.
Thanks, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, Josh Reed here. Good to see you. Thanks for taking.
What's up, Josh?
Hey, I know veterans had pretty strong opinions when it comes to preseason games in the past. The fewer the better almost. Now, kind of got what you wanted, not you particular, but a lot of veterans, didn't really want to play the preseason games. How do you possibly get ready for a season, though, with zero preseason snaps? Are you doing something a little bit different to make sure that you're ready the first time you got to go out and tackle somebody in the open field, you can do it?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a lot more one-on-ones this offseason, where I was training at, a lot more one-on-ones, a lot more, working on tackling, because like you said, we weren't able to have the OTAs to kind of see the football moving and kind of see us being able to track a hip and make a tackle. And the first time we're going to go tackle is going to be, the end of August against our own team. And, but everybody's going to be in the same boat, though. It's not like one team is going to be, had X amount more practices than the other team. We're all going to be under the same boat, all going to be in the same, on the same sheet of music. So, it's tough to say, man. It's really tough to say, just because, you get used to playing 4 preseason games to kind of tune you up for the season. And now it's all of a sudden, you're going to have X amount of practices, and then here you go, week 1, go out and play. And so I think that the first probably coach always says the first 4 weeks are always, technique and fundamentals. You see a lot of, missed tackles, and that can now lead on to the first 8 weeks, just because, we don't have those 4 preseason games to tune up or to be in better shape or whatever you want to call it. So it's going to be different. This season's different for everybody. The NBA is different. The MLB is different. NFL is different. So it's just like I said earlier, it's just something that we're going to have to adapt to and learn from, and really, and I think, watching the tape, continue to watch tape and continue to learn and dissect, tape and just continue to work on tackling every single day for me specifically, because that's an area that I know I'm going to have to continue to do.
I mean, I guess the upside of that is you don't have to worry about injuries in preseason games, right? I mean, I would think that would be the huge upside, is you don't have to worry about, hey, we got to, kind of not take it easy, but just be concerned with injuries before the season starts?
Yeah, I think that's more of a management question. I think as a player, you go into a preseason, yeah, you really can't have that mindset. To me, if I feel like I have that mindset, I'm going to go out there and play scared. And there's, you can't do that. And so I think that's kind of more of a management question or management answer, whatever you want to call it, to where they can be like, yeah, we won't have as many injuries this year. But as a player, you're going out there to play football, regardless of week 1, 2, preseason, game 1 or 2, you know what I'm saying? And so, because I've seen guys go out there and kind of play timid, and what happens, they get hurt. And so this isn't a game where you can go out there and play timid or play not to get hurt, because then when you do that, that's when you get hurt.
Thanks, Jordan. Appreciate your time.
Hey, Jordan, John Scott, how you doing, man?
John, how are you? I'm good.
Good. Can't complain. You said it feels and looks night and day inside the facility day one. Can you describe it? Kind of take us through how drastically different things are.
You want me to take you through like a day, like kind of what we do?
The day and even the setup. I mean, the locker room is different and whatnot.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously you come in, you pull your car up, you get tested, and then you get these little tracker things that kind of tell you if you're within 6 feet of somebody. And every locker has an empty locker by it, and so you're not necessarily right next to somebody. No more cafeteria upstairs. All the food is downstairs. All the lunch tables and dinner tables are outside, and it's all spread apart. So all the meetings are in the indoor facility. There's no more meetings where you're kind of crammed into a room kind of like this, sitting next to your teammates. And so it is a lot different. And from even our run today, when we did our run, guys are having to be every 5 yards on the line. Just kind of, like you said, taking those precautions to be able to be healthy when the season starts, and to, just like I said, the Bills gave us the blueprint on how they want us to operate, and now it's up to us to adapt and operate in that sense in order for us to be healthy week 1. So everything is different. We have to come into the building and take a test in the morning on our iPhones, kind of a questionnaire test, basically, if a COVID test, if you want to call it, saying if you've been within somebody at 6 feet. It's just like I said, just being able to adapt, and it's a lot different though. I don't know if you've been in here yet, but I don't know if you're allowed in here. Are they allowed in here? Not allowed in here, but you'll see it's a lot different.
And how have you had to adjust? And I mean, is it a give and take, like understanding there are certain things that are out of your control, but, is this going to be kind of a, maybe we could do it this way, similar to maybe how you'd even have conversations schematically with coaches?
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot of give and take. You kind of, like I said, we had a schedule change last week to where, it was the night before we got our schedule saying that we were going to be having virtual meetings at 8 in the morning. And then that next morning it changed to 9 o'clock in the morning, just because of some of the testing that maybe had gone differently than they had expected. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we are going to have to adapt to. And, Coach said it earlier, he might push some of the mornings back a few hours, just because of, like I said, some of the tests coming back, whether it's negative or, some, I don't want to say positive, but some false positives, and so it's just going to take a lot of, like you said, give and take, a lot of continuing to learn about what we're dealing with. And, today's our first day in the building. So it's actually awesome to be back in the building after so long not being here, but it is going to take some getting used to.
Cool. Thanks. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, John.
Hey, Jordan, hope you're doing well. You and Micah enter your 4th year together at the Buffalo Bills. What's different about year 4 being together? I mean, what are you guys adding to your arsenal this season? Talking about skill set.
Well, that's a secret, Maddie. I can't just tell you what we added. I don't know if that's going to be a secret. Sam Darnold might be listening right now. No, it's just being in the 4th year in the system, I think, like I said, we understand the expectations of what the coaches expect from us, and what we expect from ourselves in order to be able to run this defense the way that the coaches want it to be ran. And so, I think that the sky is going to be the limit for us, for our defense, for our team always. But, specifically talking about our defensive back room, we have a lot of great key pieces that we have brought in and that have been here. Tre'Davious, Josh, Levi, and we have some really good guys who play some really strong backup roles like Dean and Jaquan. And I mean, our linebacker core is, probably is second to none. You know what I'm saying? And so you have a 6'8" linebacker in the middle of the field. It makes things a lot easier in the back end, and then our front, the pieces that we've added up front. It almost seems like it's. I think Jamal Adams called his duo over there a cheat code. I think our team, our defense is built for what's coming, and so like I said, we just got to continue to work. And continue to build that camaraderie and continue to build that trust within our defense, within our scheme. I'm not going to tell you any of our secrets because we're going to have to throw those out there week one. But we got some stuff coming, though.
When you think about Tremaine's maturation, Matt Milano's maturation, their growth in the defense, and what you've added to the defensive line, is it a dream come true for a vet who wants to play tough and strong and hard defense?
Yeah, you want to be on really, really great defenses. And when you look, you could look on paper throughout the league and, yeah, there's guys that stack up, really great defenses. But then again, it comes down to how you execute. And us all being in this same system for the last 3 or 4 years. And I'll keep saying, we understand what to expect and what the coaches expect of us, how we fit the runs, how we're using our hands, where our eyes are supposed to be. It's like they're not coaching that stuff anymore. We're kind of moving on to the next level of coaching or of learning. And so, when you put all those aspects together, it was really cool. Like I say, I'm gonna keep bringing Virginia up because when we went to Virginia, it was like we didn't miss a beat. The communication was there. Guys were out there working. And I was surprised of how – I wasn't surprised because I know the guys in this team, but just being able to go out there and see – we treated it like a practice and see Tremaine take the linebackers. We got the DBs together and we did our individual drills. We brought everybody together. We did quarterback vision drills. We did run fits. We did formation recognition, and just seeing the communication between the guys, seeing the younger guys, learning and they've only been in virtual meetings, but you can see that they have been studying and have been, and are asking questions and are asking the right questions. And so it's very promising. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of hard work and dedication to come into this season to get to where we want to go, but it was very promising. And like I said, I think everybody's excited to be back here and get to work.